Imagine. The presentation starts with the Nintendo Switch click we're all used to. It shows all of the games that we have sunk hours, days, weeks, months, years into. It reminds people of how life-changing this console was for so many millions of people. Then once it succeeds in doing that, it zooms back out to that Nintendo Switch logo, the Joy-Cons slide to the side, and a Comic Sans 2 appears on the screen. This is the logo that we'll be looking at for the next 7 years. Then after that, some Nintendo representatives spend about 15 minutes giving us an overview of the system. For the most part, the Switch 2 should be similar to the Switch 1. No weird quirks or super high price tags that can end up alienating a large chunk of consumers. However, there should still be some unique surprises in there. They could show off those magnetic Joy-Cons that rumors have been talking about, which will make it easier to connect them to the console. They could show off the extra button that we've been hearing about for a while now and elaborate on what that does. They could show off a feature with the Joy-Cons where if you shove them far enough up your rectum, they'll tell you when you die. Listen, I'm just spitballing here. On top of that, they could show us what the console's UI will look like and how it'll be a step up from the Switch 1. The Switch 1's UI got the job done, but I really hope the Switch 2's UI is a step up from it. One thing I'd love them change would be the play history section. I want to be able to see the play history from all my games, not just the 10 that I needed footage for that day. Another thing I'd really love to see the Switch 2 improve on are its themes. Imagine every time you beat a Nintendo first-party game, or even some of the second or third-party games, you can get your own custom backdrops for your Switch. Also, please rehaul the eShop and Friend UI. These were two things the Wii U blew the Switch out of the water with. And the Wii U things were so much easier to navigate and nicer on the eyes. I'm sorry, but the Switch eShop just looks depressed. It's not doing it for me anymore. And like, on the Wii U, if I want to delete someone, I can delete them in a second or two. But for the Switch, it takes a little longer. If you're gonna have basic UI for these menus, the least you could do is make them load quickly. Or give me some fire music in the background. You know, I'd actually be fine with the bland, laggy menus if I got to break it down to Malomart while I wait. Now, speaking of the eShop, no well-designed UI can make it good without there being games that you can purchase on it. The presentation will be our first opportunity to see just what Nintendo has been developing for the Switch 2. I wouldn't be surprised if, like Breath of the Wild was for the Switch 1, Metroid Prime 4 was advertised alongside the Switch 2. I could see this in Pokemon Legends ZA being dual releases for both consoles. Then once those two games are shown off in more detail, please announce Mario Kart 9. We love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we respect Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we even paid extra for some low-budget grass in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But it's time to move on and give us Mario Kart 9. You could give us more items, shake up the mechanics a bit, and make sure Cheese Land's not in the game. But whatever you do not even think about porting Mario Kart 8 Deluxe over again, or somebody's getting shot. Next, they should showcase a sequel to ARMS on the Switch 2. ARMS is one of the games that was released on the Switch that never had a successor release a few years later. Splatoon 2 had a successor, Xenoblade 2 had a successor, even 1-2 Switch had a successor. So I think it'd be cool if they gave ARMS another shot. This game could be called Legs. You get 2 leg straps packaged with the game and kick to deal damage. God, I would kick my whole setup down. After that, it'd be cool to see some of the series that never saw the light of day on the OG Switch. I played Star Fox Zero on the Wii U, and while I enjoyed it, others were a little bit on the fence. So I'd like to see a Star Fox game that has more refined controls and is more universally enjoyed than Star Fox Zero. Maybe they should just make the next Star Fox an open world game and works for every other series. Another series that hasn't gotten as much love by Nintendo is F-Zero. You know, the series that shows up in every other game. I never got a chance to play F-Zero, but Big Blue is one of the best Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks, and everyone loves playing against and failing with Captain Falcon and Smash, so I think enough people would at least be interested in a new F-Zero game. If the Switch 2 is going to be at least as powerful as a PS4, then a fast-paced, high-definition F-Zero game would be a great way of showing off that power. In addition to all the collabs that I mentioned, you literally released an F-Zero Battle Royale last year, Nintendo. Stop leaving this series on red! If Nintendo wants another heavy hitter during the launch year, or they just want to leave F-Zero in the coffin for a little longer, they should release the next Animal Crossing game. New Horizons will have been out for 5 years when the Switch 2 releases, and it's currently the second best-selling Switch 1 game. Not to mention, they cut the life support cord on that game hecka early, so they should release the sequel to that game during the summer months of the Switch 2's launch year. Now, for the original Switch, a Splatoon game was released during this time slot, but I think I would be guillotined by the Splatoon community if I asked for Splatoon 4 to release during the launch year of the Switch 2. Half of them are still hallucinating about third kits in Splatoon 3, so they can keep themselves busy for a while. This new Animal Crossing can have a longer update cycle, make some of the villager interactions more memorable and less like plastic, and take place in space, baby! Animal Crossing New Space! Why customize a town or an island when you can customize a whole planet? it. You know, at this point, I'm just filling the Switch's entire first year with sci-fi games, but you know what? I'm cool with that. I was on Team Sci-Fi for that Splatoon 2 Splatfest. Then after that, they could flex all the third-party developers who are on board like they've done in the past. Switch 1 third-party support has waned due to its aging hardware, and Wii U third-party support barely existed in the first place. So with the Switch 2, third-party developers can ensure that it's powerful enough to run future third-party games and not just become a Mario machine. As someone who plays a lot of Fall Guys on the Switch, it's definitely time that we get a new system. Though Fall Guys also works on mobile, so I don't know if that means the Switch is underpowered or if a Nintendo employee sucked the mama of an Epic Games employee, and they've just been poorly optimizing games for the Switch ever since. And of course, it's not a Nintendo presentation without the one last thing at the end of it. This time I don't think it'll be a Zelda game or anything. We got Tears of the Kingdom a year and a half ago, and it took us 3 years just for them to reveal the name of that game. No, I think the one last thing that'll take up the final 3 or so minutes of the presentation will be the next 3D Mario. It's been 7 years since the last new 3D Mario game, and as much as I love you, Bowser's Fury, playing you was like being given a teaspoon of water while being stranded in the Sahara. This Mario game, just like everyone before it, will find some way to reinvent the series. Maybe this time Mario will finally get to explore the different parts of Peach's castle, and, oh right. Well, maybe Mario will go to different kingdoms and use a plethora of different abilities to defeat Dang it. You know, maybe screw it. We leave the planet and explore the universe for different celestial Oh, come on! Yeah, I have no clue what they're gonna do for the next Mario game, but I know it's gonna be great. If Bowser's Fury has any clue what the next 3D Mario will be about, I imagine there's gonna be this one huge continuous world with different biomes that you gradually uncover, collectibles that you find during your journey, and maybe unlockable characters along the way. Like, imagine if a small subset of the challenges in a couple of the biomes can only be completed with Peach and her floating abilities, or Toad and his alcoholic voice, so you can quickly switch to them, complete the challenge, and then switch back to Mario in a heartbeat. Odyssey did away with lives and just hit you with a quick 10-coin death tax, so this new Mario can do away with all of the loading screens and overworld maps and just keep you playing the game at all times. After you beat one challenge, it's instantly on to the next one. Nothing is stopping or delaying you. I think the snappy but bountiful gameplay would be a great next step for the franchise. This and Mario Kart 9 could easily be the second and third best Mario games on the Switch too. Oh, what's the first one? Well, obviously that will be Mario Super Sluggers Ultimate, the sequel in the Mario Super Sluggers series. A bunch of new baseball fields, Florian being added to the game with a 2-inch strike zone, coming out July 17, 2025. And that's about how I think the Switch presentation should go. About 15 minutes to show off the console and its capabilities, 30 minutes to talk about some new first-party games, 20 minutes to show off some third-party support, and a big 3D Mario in the last few minutes. Time will tell how close these predictions are. Either I'll get a couple things right or I'll be entirely wrong. That's usually how these go. What do you think should be shown off during a Switch 2 presentation? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to leave a like and subscribe to Star716 for more content on Nintendo and other things gaming. And if you want to reminisce a bit on the 7 years we've had with the OG Switch, check out this video right here. I'll see you all next time.